Hello, everyone. It's Eleanor from EleanorPryor.com, and today I am interviewing Becky Sangha. I met Becky at Dennis's Earn 1K a Day event this year, and previous year attended last year too. We just got to re-meet this year, is what I'm trying to say. And Becky is a film video producer, an online visibility expert, and speaker and author, and is also known as the online video marketer. She has developed successful strategies for online marketing that she shares with her clients during the many speaking events that she participates, whether it's webinars or workshops that she holds regularly, and also on her blog, YouTube channel, and social media site. And also, recently, she has a product all about Pinterest. But before we get into that, she used to be a Pinterest skeptic. So I'd like to have her tell you why she used to be, and introduce her and welcome her to the Hangout.
All right. Well, thank you, first of all, for having me on your Hangout. I think that the reason why I used to be a skeptic is why a lot of people still don't participate in Pinterest, and that is because we think that it's for hobbyists, and we think it's for people who want to share wedding photos or plan their next trip or something like that. And so what really got me into it, though, was I had a client who I was coaching on video marketing, and she said, Becky, everybody keeps telling me that if I'm doing video marketing, I should be doing it on Pinterest. And she said, do you think I should do that? And I was kind of skeptical, but I thought, I don't want to tell her no, because I don't like to mislead people, and I really wasn't familiar enough with it to give her a good answer. So I said, look, what I'll do is I'll test it out for you, and then I'll let you know, so you don't have to waste your time, and I don't want to give you a wrong answer. So I just decided to dabble in it. I really had no idea what I was doing. I had never been on Pinterest before, not even personally. I hadn't been on Pinterest at that point. So I started a Pinterest account. I started poking around. I actually took a webinar too from I don't remember who it was now, but anyway, I took a webinar, so I kind of got some basics from the webinar. I started poking around, dabbling in it, and I really just did very little. And you know, the first time that I was on, I probably maybe spent an hour and a half, and a couple of weeks later, I just was looking at my blog statistics, because I'm always measuring, you know, what I'm doing and how things are going, and I noticed that Pinterest is like in the top 3 referral sources of people driving traffic to my website, and I'm like, really? Because I haven't hardly spent any time. I'd only posted a few things on there. I didn't really know what I was doing, but it got me really curious and interested, so I started doing it more. And I didn't have a lot of time. I mean, you know, if you're involved in social media, you know what all the gurus tell you, that you need to be on there 2 to 5 times a day, posting and you know, interacting with people and whatnot. And I just didn't have time to do that on another social media site. So I couldn't do it at that extensive amount of time-taking, tasking. But I just went ahead and did it when I could. And it was really, you know, once or twice a week for 10, 15 minutes. And I found that it was still, you know, week after week after week was still my top referrals, in the top 3 referral sources to my blog. And I couldn't believe it. So I started writing down everything what I was doing, and I started noticing what was working and what wasn't working. I started reading more about it online, and I originally put together just a short PDF guide. It was about 50 pages, I think. And I put together a guide, and I released that. And then I had, you know, people purchase it and say, oh, this is really great, but because there's so much of how-to, you know, and we want to see how it's done, could you do some videos with this? I kept having people ask me, because of course I'm a video marketer, shouldn't I have videos with my training? So eventually I put it all together, I bundled it, I've got more than 20 videos that show you how, and it's not just about, you know, getting on Pinterest and doing your account and all that stuff. There's some really, really great stuff on there about, you know, all about your target market, because it's a little bit different when you get on Pinterest. You don't want to just go after people under the usual target market things that we're used to. You really want to define your target market based on what their interests are, and if you don't understand their interests, then it's harder to reach them where they're at on Pinterest. So I put all this together in this training, and it's all there for people, the guide plus all of the 20 videos in 7 different video modules.
Wow. So you already shared like some of the benefits that it was traffic that was coming to you from Pinterest. Is there any other benefit besides the traffic? Traffic, I mean, I'm not complaining about the traffic,
Well,
but
sure. I mean, there's so much you can do with traffic. That's what I noticed first. Is just that it was sending people to my website. Then looking at what they're sending, I noticed, oh, a lot of people are going. Once I started posting more, and I put several things that ways that people could sign up on my list, my list was growing. So I really started noticing as far as numbers of list building. And the interesting thing is, one of the things that this particular client who got me into it in the first place said was, okay, she's a business coach, and she said, I don't have anything visual. I go meet with people, I consult with them, I don't have a visual business. What am I going to do on Pinterest besides these videos that she was creating? She was a little bit worried about getting involved with, and if all she had was videos. And I said, you know what? I think you don't need videos. I think you could just put some word text up with a tip, and you're good to go with your logo and a link to your website, and you're good to go. And she's like, I don't think so. So I tried it. I did it myself. I started a new board. I called it 50 Video Marketing Tips. They don't have any video. There's no video in it. There's no photos in it. It is just a PowerPoint. I wanted to do it in a tool that people could use that they probably already have. So it's a PowerPoint document that I just resized. I put the tip in it, video tip number 1. And I put in words, in text, what the tip is, and a link to a blog article which explains it more, but is also a list building, somewhere they have to sign up for list building. So, and that's when I started noticing, look, even from pins that aren't pictures, I'm driving traffic to my website, and people are actually signing up on my email list because they want the things that I'm linking to from Pinterest. So it was really just because I needed to do it for my clients, to show my clients what could work and what couldn't work for them, that I really started developing some of the things that are a little bit, different and things that people wouldn't normally think about.
now that you're talking about boards, so, and that also goes in with her because she's a coach, so she was selling services. And I
Right.
noticed that that's one of the things that you talk about is how you can sell your services using creating boards on Pinterest to sell them.
Right. So I have a lot of people on my list who are selling services. I have a lot of business coaches, health coaches, heart-centered business owners, people who are providing health services like massage therapists and acupuncturists and chiropractors. I have a lot of those types of people on my list, and they were like, what kind of boards can we create? What can we put up? Well, a lot of them are already blogging, so putting a featured blog post board is a great thing to do. I actually kind of think if, the top 2 rows on your Pinterest page, it contains 10 boards in all. And if you take the top one and somewhat mimic your website, so if you have you may even have like an about me, and then you have several links in there, some photos of you, some video if you have it, whatever, things like that. And then, most people on their website now have blogs. So if you have the featured blog posts, and then you put your blog posts in there. If you have a YouTube channel, then put your YouTube channel. That's a great board to have. Like I mentioned before, most people, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you can offer your customers and clients 25 to 50 tips for what they can do to improve their life, or whatever it is that you're doing that you're suggesting to them. You can offer them at least 25 tips. So start a board that has 25 tips. I think Pinterest is also a good place for people to get to know you personally. So there's some people, I've heard some Pinterest gurus who say, don't put anything personal, separate your personal from your business. But I kind of think that people like knowing a little bit more about me than just that I'm a video marketer, or that I have a Pinterest product or a Google Hangouts product. I think they want to know what I like to do and what I'm into, and that we can relate in that way. So, I love gardening. I've got a gardening board up there, and I have kids, so I have, I like finding things for my kids to do during the summer. I have different mom and kid type ideas. There's things like that relate to me that I think people actually like, and those things get shared too. And the more visible you are, and the more people start repinning, even if it's not a work link and a work pin that they're repinning, your face is still going out there with it every time.
All of it.
So, so to me, it's still visibility. So I like that. I saw on somebody else's board, they just provide services, but they put what is, and then they put their name up to. So I could put, what is Becky Sangha up to? And then they just put little pictures when they go different places and stuff like that. It's kind of a behind-the-scenes kind of look.
Kind of like, where's Waldo?
Exactly. And you can do both business and personal, and I think that's a really neat way to relate to people. You also see a lot of people do quote boards, quotes that pertain to your niche. They're great. People like to share them. People like to take them and put them in their blogs and things like that. And so if you're sharing that kind of stuff, you know it's going to get shared as well.
I noticed that too, like the personality. I kind of tend to not agree with the gurus either, because Pinterest to me is kind of relaxing too. There's like a side benefit of it. When I just can't clear my mind and self-cluttered, I'll go on Pinterest and I'll start searching and looking for things, and it's really neat to see some of the ideas that people come up with their board names. Like it gives you a little personality. For example, like my recipe board for chicken recipes is called You Big Chickens. My dessert board is I like my desserts like I like my man, yummy. And one of my latest ones that I'm interested in is body scrub. So that one is called Rub a Dub Scrub.
Cool. That's
so
great.
It does give people a little bit of an insight into your personality and show that you're human and that you can be fun and that you're not strictly all about business.
Right.
It creates that kind of warm contact, like you were saying.
Yeah, definitely.
So, okay. So now that I pulled you off of the subject, did you have a thought that you were going to share before I got all excited about the board names?
No, I was just thinking though, one thing that I want to remind people to do on their Pinterest. This is one of the mistakes that I think people mostly make when they start out, is they start pinning pictures like crazy and then they don't link them to anything. So be sure when you're putting those, when you put those quotes in, have it linked back to your website, or to a blog post or something related, that they can actually get to know you better. You don't want them to just see that picture and then land nowhere. So that's one of the biggest things is, you can go in and you can change the link, even if you took the picture from somebody else. You can go in and change the link where it goes. Now, one caveat to that is I like to be ethical as possible, so I still usually in the description put where I got the photo, so that I just think it's a nice thing to do for other people. But there's so much information and photos and videos and stuff that you can share on YouTube, and I talk all about that in the training and exactly how to do it and all that kind of stuff.
There's that, and then also, I just lost my thought. I was going to ask you. Okay, let me go on to another. Oh no, I got it back. Collaborative boards. What do you think about collaborative boards?
I think it's great because when you participate in a group board, all of your followers get everything you post, but so do all of the followers of the other people in the group board. So you're extending your reach. What I do think, though, is that you should stay in a niche. Like, I got a lot of people who invite me to group boards on health, and it's probably because I have some boards on my page that have to do with health or recipes, things like that. But I'm not a guru in health, so I don't really have too much to post there. Now, I have accepted some group invitations still for that because I think, well, but I can teach people how to market their health businesses with video. So, but you need to kind of weigh out what's going to be important for you to get involved in. Again, my whole thing with Pinterest is I don't need another thing that I need to post on 2 to 5 times a day. And that's what I love about Pinterest is you don't have to. I literally post once a week. I might do several posts and get them ready and loaded up. I use a schedule tool called Pinwit. Actually, I think it just changed to ViralWit. But anyway, I only spend 10 minutes a week. So 10 minutes a week, I get on, I You can usually create 3 or 4 pins. I share a couple of other people's, make some comments on some other people's, follow a few people. I jump off. I'm done, and it stays in my top 3 referral sources for my website week after week after week with just that 10 minutes a week. So I love that about Pinterest. And a lot of people say, well, how does that work? Why does that work for Pinterest? It doesn't work for Facebook. And the reason why is because people go onto Pinterest and they search for stuff. They're really not really not looking for stuff on Pinterest defined only in the timeline.
Right.
They are actually, in fact, very few people even pay that much attention to it. They go on it, they want specific things, and they start looking for it, and then they get taken down various different avenues. As we all know, we can get lost on
different
Pinterest.
rabbit holes.
So, yeah, so what you want to do is you want to make yourself findable, and I teach you how to do that in the training. I teach you how to use keywords and how to use hashtags and all those things that's going to make you more findable, because that's what people are doing on Pinterest. They're looking for answers to their questions, and if their questions if you provide the answers to their questions, they're going to find you, they're going to find your pins, and they're going to link back to your website and your products and your services and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, those rabbit holes in Pinterest can be quite deadly and dangerous.
Yeah.
But
it's easy to get lost on.
Yeah,
it's easy to get taken down those trails when you're on Pinterest. There's so much good stuff.
But that, like you said, that is the beauty of it, because you can search, and so that means your life of your pin can go. It's pretty much forever, because. Yeah. That doesn't happen in Facebook. You have to go back in Facebook and look for like years. Something happened this year.
And
let me just search for that.
Right, and nobody's going to, face it, nobody's going to do that who's on Facebook. I'm not going to go look at what you pinned a year ago or look for it. If I don't see it in my if I see something in my timeline from Eleanor, it's a good new blog, I'm going to click on it, I'm going to go read it. But if I wasn't there when you posted it, and those posts only last about 30 minutes, in the time feed, then I'm going to miss it. And that's the beauty of Pinterest, is people aren't relying on the time feed. They are searching for Eleanor Pryor or the topics that Eleanor Pryor is posting about. They find your blog post, they find a pin that links them to your blog post, and they go read it. And like you said, it's indefinite. People can find that anytime. You just have to optimize your pins.
Great. Well, this has been really cool. So I liked how you shared that you found a way to take your actual pins, the images of your pins, instead of just sharing the link to Twitter, actually sharing the actual image, so it doesn't just say it was on Pinterest. And then, talking about strategies, because a lot of businesses really, truly, they don't think that they have anything visual to share, but the quotes or tips from your business, and not to mention, like, taking what you do, there's a way that they can repurpose that so that they have video and those. So they can actually just get on, do a talking head video and talk about that tip. And now they have 2 pieces of content on Pinterest that's driving traffic.
Right.
So that's one thing I just picked up just from talking to you from just, from this time that we've been on.
Yeah.
And so... And you have lots more stuff, though, that is covered in this course. So I just want to kind of go, actually, I want to share the sales page with everybody. And I forgot I had you blue box, sorry. Now I'm back. I was like, oh, wait, why is it next to my screen? So if you go to EleanorLoves.com, and Loves is LUVS, /Pinterest marketing, which we are going to share the screen, and we're going to come over here to the page. You will see business marketing with Pinterest, and as Becky is talking about, you will be able to double your traffic, build your email list and your sales, and she does this in just 10 minutes a day. And trust me, I know Becky is busy.
10 minutes a week. 10 minutes
a week. Sorry.
Yeah.
A week. So Becky is busy because I know she's busy because she has 3 children and she works. So, and if anybody knows what it's to be busy with having kids, I know. So this is what you will find in the training down here. And definitely Pinterest is a traffic driving powerhouse. And something I didn't share earlier, what I meant to share earlier with you is that when about 2 years ago when Pinterest first came out, I was doing something that I had to guest log on somebody's site. So I found a case study in regards to video, and I can't remember the brand names, but what I do remember is that it was a YouTube, they were doing a YouTube, trying to build their YouTube
Mhm.
following and growing. And so it was all around YouTube. And for some reason or another, they decided to pin the video that they were trying to drive the traffic from YouTube
Mhm.
to into Pinterest. That video that they pinned into Pinterest ended up driving more traffic than the YouTube campaign. That was the word I was looking for,
Mhm.
than the YouTube video in YouTube.
Yeah.
So these were the benefits that they got. They did grow their subscribers, but they got a whole different like traffic area of traffic coming to them.
Mhm.
So and it was from Pinterest. It was driving more traffic. So here are
Yeah.
all the wonderful things. Go ahead.
I found that too. That some of my videos that were getting some views over on YouTube. Once I put them on Pinterest, they were getting tons of views. So it's a great video marketer's tool, and especially because not that many people are video marketing over there yet. You've got hundreds of hours of footage being uploaded to YouTube every minute. Every minute.
Right.
So there's a lot of competition over there to get your videos seen. But if you get them over your YouTube videos over on Pinterest, there's not as many people putting them over there yet, and you can actually do a search over on Pinterest just by videos. So if someone's looking for an answer to their question and they just want to see videos, they can click a button and only videos will come up for their answers that they're looking for in their search. So you have a very good chance of being found over on Pinterest if you have video marketing going on. So terrific tool.
Right. And then one of the last things that we really didn't touch on, which is very important, you kind of touched a little bit on being courteous, but
Hmm.
the legal and copyright mistakes that people make and how to avoid them.
Yeah.
That is that alone is worth what you're charging the course for, which is $197. So you can get all of Becky's training and that she has made of the, you said 20 plus videos?
Yeah, so it's a PDF guide. There's 20, around, I think right around 20 videos now. And there's actually a free webinar training too that I put in there, and a customer support call that I recorded and put in there. And then there's also a checklist for what you need to do on Pinterest. There's a mind map, and there's one other thing. Oh, and there's a short report on like a quick start guide. It's also up there too. So those are all the bonuses that you get.
Well, and I love the testimonials that you got. You've gotten some great testimonials. So you can come over. Most people, like I said, most people don't know how to use Pinterest to its fullest potential.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this screen now. And like I said, you can go to eleanorlove.com/Pinterest marketing, and you can basically get all the information. Becky's done everything, the studying, and put the videos together, which actually is another thing that's really cool because sometimes I just want to know how to do one thing.
Yeah.
And just that one thing. I don't want to sit through a whole training course. I just want that one little nugget, and you can go in and get that one good nugget. Is there anything that you wanted to add that I might have left off?
I don't think so. I think that we've kind of covered it today. But one thing that I did want to mention is that I do, for members, this is a lifetime membership. So once you buy the program, then every time we update, every time Pinterest updates, and I put out a new tutorial, I throw it in there, and you get that automatic update. So you know how all the social media sites are constantly updating and changing, and you're wondering how to do it, and do I have to buy a new product to learn the newest thing? No, you won't have to. This is a lifetime membership, $197, and every time they make changes, I put the new videos in there, take down anything that doesn't apply, and make sure that you're all up to date and up to speed. And then I usually do host some Q&A sessions with all the members, at least quarterly. So, and I make myself available by email to people. So if you ever have a question, then once you get into the course, you will get emails from me. You can always hit reply, and I'm available to answer questions for people too.
That's the cool thing too that I like is that it's that you're saying that you go in and update the course, because boy, I'm glad it's not Facebook, because boy, you'd be doing videos all the
I
time.
know.
I'd
I'd
be
be
like,
screwed.
let me go in and change
It's true. I'd have to
Yeah.
make it a monthly membership on Facebook.
Yeah, definitely. So that's great. Okay, well, this is one of the other things I would like to see. You can see Becky wasn't really that enthused about Pinterest and wasn't paying attention to it until somebody told her that, or asked her. And being a service provider, that's what she was servicing, that client. So you never really, you need to find out what you're missing.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that pinning is good for the soul, you need to know what you're missing. So
It's
make
true.
sure you go over to eleanorloves.com/Pinterest marketing. And this is myself and Becky saying thanks for joining us, and have a great afternoon, evening, morning, or whatever time of day it is that you're watching us. Have a great one.
Thank you.